Well, looks like I'm live. Tacoma Grounds. Hello. Yeah, this is something I never thought I'd get up to 100,000 views, but today is the day. It um, it came up. Let me see if I can get it to show here. Yeah, a little over 100,000 views. I know a lot of you people just watch and watch and watch, but I appreciate comments too. But I really appreciate the views. I never thought I'd get there. WNY Outdoor Adventures RC. Thank you. I notice it's still cold up there where you are. We're getting some warmer weather down here. Those flowers behind me are not from this year, but we've had some pretty good flowers like that. Yeah, it's been pretty warm here the last few days. It's been up into the 80s some days already, but it's supposed to be cool again next week. Like the highs are only going to be in the 60s. Hey, Michael Blade, good to see you. Good to see all you guys. Yeah, it came up today. I've been watching my views go up and up and up, but a couple of years ago, I would have never thought I would have gotten to 100,000 views. But here's what it looked like this morning when I got up on my channel. I said, "Wow, you guys are the reason why. You guys watch my stuff and comment, and I do a lot of crazy stuff on here. Sometime I do a lot of stuff that I like to do, but apparently you guys like to watch what I do." And I really appreciate all you guys stopping by. I really, really do. Yeah, it's been a long trip getting here. For years. Hey, Above and Beyond Drones. Hello, hello. How are you, sir? Glad you could stop in. This is a celebration of sorts. Today, my channel actually. Hey, Chris Hope. Hello. How are you, sir? Good to see you. Yeah, my channel today showed up with 100,000 views, and a year or two ago, I would have never thought it would have been there. It was down into 30s and 40,000 at the most. Never got much higher than that. But Bud Bieber, good to see you too. You guys are the reason why I got here. You always stop in and watch my stuff, and a lot of the times you comment, and apparently a lot of you watch that don't comment, and that's fine too. Uh, we appreciate everybody watching. I really do, and I just never in my mind when I started this channel a bunch of years ago would I have ever thought I would have even 100 subscribers. Now I've got over 600, and I would have never thought I would have had 100,000 views at all. But you guys are the reason why. You always stop in and say something, whether it's good or bad. But you guys rarely ever say anything bad. You do it in kidding once in a while, but that's fine too. And I always appreciate comments, whether good or bad or indifferent. But Jim Crimmon, hello. Thanks for stopping in. Michael Blade, you're too kind. I do good stuff. Well, I try, but it's not always as good as I would like it to be. I uh, I do some crazy stuff once in a while. Since we're in lockdown here, there's not much we can do legally. I can't even ride my motorcycle anywhere except to get gas. But today, battery was getting low and I needed to warm the fluids up, so I actually rode it around the neighborhood and took a video of some of the wildflowers while I was riding, and I'll put that up later. But I have a lot of stuff to keep me busy around here. My wife and I have both been retired for years, so there's always things to do around the house. But we don't have any trouble getting on each other's nerves because we've been retired together so long. I've heard some friends of ours that one or the other of them go stir crazy after being at home all the time, both together. But dinner calling, well, stay safe, and I'm glad you stopped in for just a little bit anyway, say here. Hey, Chris, hope you've been getting a few better sunsets than I have lately. Or sunrises. Mine have been really yucky except for that one the other day. Looks like it's going to be another washout today, too. Ray Kelly, thank you for stopping in. Appreciate it. Thank you. Just like I was saying, all these guys, you guys are the reasons why. And this is what my channel showed this morning when I got up. But anyway, it's I'm just kind of overwhelmed that I actually got there. But anyway, it's been fun. I enjoy editing videos especially, and I enjoy taking pictures and videos of lots of things. I like to do wildflowers, which we're getting quite a few of this year. I just wish I could travel farther away. There's some like that right behind me this year, but they're about 50 miles away. And under the current statewide lockdown conditions, if I went to get a video of them, I would risk 180 days in jail or a $1,000 fine, or both if they caught me doing that instead of the only things that are legal, like going to get groceries, going to get gas, going to get medicines, going to the doctor, or going to a bank. That's all we're legally able to do until this is over. The lockdown is through April 30th. I don't know if it's going to be removed by then or not, but I sure hope so. I've got a lot of things I'd like to get out and do, but anyway, I try. I've been putting out a lot of videos. I've got a lot of old stuff that I've found and put out, and I've got a lot of new stuff, and I put out 2 videos just on the wildflowers on our walk the other day, and I've got one more probably that I'm going to do on that. Fly Natural, hey guy, thanks for stopping in. Yeah, you can do a lot of stuff in Arkansas that we can't do here in Texas right now, unfortunately. But the governor was reporting today, and our cases are starting to decline, so that's good. We may be getting close to the hump. Yeah, Michael, I've enjoyed video editing for a long, long time, and photography as well. I got my first really good film camera back in the 70s. I bought an old Nicormat FTN film camera. I don't know if you're old enough to remember those, but that was one of my first good cameras. And since then, I've moved on to digital and even 4K video cameras. Quiet Creative Impulse. Wow, good to see you. How's things over there in Hawaii these days? Are they in a lockdown situation over there too, or something similar as we are here in Texas? Yeah, we're just all pretty much sitting around home, except when we have to go to the store or something. Yeah, a lot of places are still increasing, and I will give our governor credit. He was one of the early ones to lock down Texas when we started getting a lot of cases, and he didn't put the criminal fines and or jail time in with it. And the next day there was a bunch of young people that had a big, huge gathering at one of the places near Austin, and that's when he got really unhappy and put the penalties on it. So since then, everybody's been pretty much staying home. We can get out and walk around home, which is good. We've got a lot of hill country and flowers and things to walk around here. My wife and I try to do a 2.5 mile walk every morning when we can. Some days it's raining, so we can't, but last couple of days it's been pretty cool, so we've been able to get out and walk, and that's where I took a bunch of pictures of some of the wildflowers that I've got on some of my last 2 videos. We did those on our walk. I took my Osmo Pocket for walking, and then I took my good Sony 4K video camera for trying to get the close-ups, because it'll focus down within 1/8 of an inch of the lens. So Rhode Island's locked down too, Michael. Yeah. Andy Overbeek, good to see you. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys stopping in, and like I've been telling everybody, you guys are the reason why I made it to this point. I've been watching the views slowly increase, but over the last year they've been increasing faster and faster, and this is what it looked like when I got up this morning. I said, wow, I couldn't believe it. But anyway, it's been a long path getting here. As you can see, I joined YouTube in August of 2007, so I've been around a long time. Some of my earliest videos are on there, and they really look crappy compared to the ones I put out now, but they're still on there, and they still get views every once in a while. So, hey, you can at least see I've been improving over the years. Yeah, it's been quite a time getting here, but it's been a lot of fun too. Yeah, Andy, I noticed I hadn't seen many of your videos for a while. I'm glad to see you're back on. I watched one just recently. It was really good. Yeah, I try to put out at least one video a week, but I've been doing more than that lately. I've had a lot of little short videos, but I've got more things I'm thinking about doing, and if and when this lockdown ever ends, I've got a long list of places I want to go and take videos with my drone. I can fly it here at my house anytime the weather's permitting, but it gets kind of old just flying around the same area. I dug out a drone video I did last October with my old Mavic Pro looking at some new construction, and there was just a slab poured at that time, and I decided I'd never made it listed. It was unlisted, so I went ahead and published it, and then I ran my Mavic 2 Pro out the next day and did a circle around it, and it's almost finished now after almost 6 months. But it's a pretty good sized house, and boy, they've got a good view off the back. A lot of these houses out here do. I have a good view of sunrises and sunsets, but that's about it. Yeah, Andy, we have had a lot of wind this year here too. There have been days on end when I couldn't fly my drone, even though I was capable of doing it. I wasn't restricted from it. The wind was just too dang high to fly it and risk it. Yeah, yeah, we had a lot of wind this spring. There were days on end when uh, the wind at 200 feet was like 35 miles an hour, gusting to 49 or 50 miles an hour. And at the ground, it wasn't much better. Yeah, it's been quite a time. Yeah, Chris, it's been real windy here today too, with that cold front that blew through the other night. It's been windy all day. Yeah, and looks like we're going to have another cold front come through here on early Saturday morning or late or Sunday morning or late Saturday night. So it'll be windy again, I'm sure. Yeah, Fly Natural. I've never flown a Phantom. I understand they do pretty good in the wind. The Mavic 2 Pro does pretty well in the wind too, better than the all original Mavic Pro, but it still can get blown around if you get some real heavy gusts. But it's way better than the original Mavic Pro. Yeah, Ray Kelly, those wildflowers behind me are from about 2 or 3 years ago, and we have them like that this year, just not where I am. And I was telling these guys that there's a place that's about 50 miles from me this year where they're even better than this. But because of the lockdown, we're not able to drive over there and get pictures of them. I wish we could. What are all you guys doing for entertainment since you're sheltering in place? At least a lot of you are. Andy Overbeek, I live about 25 miles due west of San Antonio, Texas. I live, there's a little lake west of San Antonio called Medina Lake, and I live about 4.5 miles east of that lake up in the hills. It's a pretty nice place out here for sheltering in place. We got our own little 5 acres, and our nearest neighbor to one side is half a mile, and the other side is about a mile. So, yeah, that's been a long time since 1986 in Lackland. Things have changed a lot since then. San Antonio has really been growing by leaps and bounds the last few years. Yeah, I our traffic in San Antonio is getting really, really bad these days, except not in the lockdown, but before the lockdown, I hated to go into San Antonio except uh, whenever I knew there wouldn't be a lot of traffic going to and from work. Now I don't go into San Antonio at all. Thank goodness. Coast to Coast Drones, good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Yeah, it finally got there. It was just yeah, it's nice to have neighbors that far away, but we still know all of our neighbors out here, pretty much most of the ones that live around close, and it's a pretty good bunch of people that live out here. For quite a few years, the place out here was not growing much. We didn't have many new houses at all, but within the last 2 years, they've been building houses right and left, and in the last 6 months, they've been starting a new house about every week out here. We have about 500 lots total, and up until 2 years ago, there was only about 200 houses in the total area of the 500 lots, and now I don't know how many there are, but there's way more than that. I'd say there's probably been last 2 years, there's probably been about 70, 80 houses built out here. So it's growing. People are wanting to get out of the city, which is what a lot of the people do. Well, Addie, the way to find out is you look at your about page. If you look at your about page right up here where I'm showing, right under it, it'll show you the stats of how many views you have. So that's, if you're interested in how many views you have, that's the quick way to find out. Just click on your channel and click on the about page, and it'll tell you how many views you have. Used to tell you on the main page, and since they changed things around, it doesn't. It's a little harder to find. Yeah, Chris Hope, I don't know what your weather's going to be like there, but uh, I was just looking at the weather forecast tonight, and they were saying early morning that it's going to be rainy, but by 7 or 8 o'clock our time, that it's supposed to be on through here and out of here. So maybe since you're a little farther north, it may be out of there by the time you get up on Sunday. But I haven't been able to get any good sunsets or sunrises with my Osmo Pocket for quite a long time. We only had one day recently where we had a good one. Most of the time it's been completely overcast here, so don't get to see any colors in the sun, just light going to dark. Yeah, Chris, we have had some crazy weather that for this part of Texas this year. It's just been unusual, but oh well, that's Texas for you. Just wait a while and it'll change. Yeah, Addie, we do sometimes. I think Chris lives about maybe a 3 hour drive northeast of me, 3 or 3.5 hour drive northeast of me. He lives in northeast Texas and I live in central Texas, and sometimes the weather's quite different at the two different places. But we've had a lot of rain down here at the right time this year, and I don't know if you can see it from my drone videos, but all the trees and everything is really extra green this year. It's really pretty out here. But anyway, I just wanted to go on and say at least thank you to all you guys that are faithful watchers of my channel. Some of you look at everything I put out, and some of you look at the things you like to watch, and I don't know. A lot of you watch and don't comment, and a lot of you watch and comment on every single thing, and I appreciate comments, but I appreciate anybody that wants to watch anytime. What's really weird is I noticed after I passed the 600 subscriber mark, YouTube started recommending my videos a lot more, and I've been getting new subscribers that have been just clicking on those, because my wife was just browsing something on YouTube, and two of my videos showed up as suggestions for her to watch. So YouTube seems to start promoting a channel once it reaches about 600 subscribers better than they used to, which may be why I've got a lot more views, because I know I've gotten comments from people that are not subscribers, and the only way they could have come there was from suggestion from YouTube. Thank you, Ray. I appreciate you saying my voiceovers are great. I spend a lot of time on that. I've got a special high quality mic that's a lot better than this little thing right here that I use for doing those. And and then I do a little audio processing on it as well. But one of the things I really try to watch is to keep my audio and my video so my audio voice overlays and my music so they don't interfere with each other. My editor has an interesting feature on it. I don't know if all editors have, but it's called audio ducking. And you can go into it and you tell it which is the master track. Whether if it's a voiceover track, you can say that's the master track. And then you can set some parameters and it will automatically drop the audio level on the music at the point that the voiceover comes up. And so you'll hear the music drop down when the voice comes up, and then when the voice drops down, the music will come back up. And that's a real handy feature that I use a lot. It works really well. When they first did it, about 2 revisions ago, it sort of worked, but you had to manually tweak it a lot. And now they've got adjustments where you can set it up for defaults. And if you get those adjustments right, it's really cool. You just go in there and say, voiceover track is master, and cut the volume down 10 dB on the music, and it does it automatically, and it's pretty well. Once in a while, I have to tweak it a little, but not much. It's just pretty much automatic. But I use that a lot. Some people, you know, when they do a voiceover music, sometimes it's hard to hear the voiceover because they don't mute the music a little bit as it's done. But I try to watch that because it's just one of the things about me that kind of bugs me when I see it somewhere else. So I try to keep the levels right on mine. And I try to keep them up fairly near 0 dB, which is where the audio should run. That way you don't generally have to turn the audio way up or way down from one video to the next. Of mine, they're all usually fairly close together. Only time they won't be is if I use a real quiet music piece to go with it. Ray Kelly, my wife is my #1 critic too, but she's a good helper. Every once in a while I'll make a mistake on something, and YouTube, when you're typing in titles, or at least my editor, when you're typing in titles, doesn't tell you if you misspelled something. YouTube will tell you if you're typing in a description or something, but if I'm doing titles on my video editor, it won't tell me if I misspell something. Every once in a while I'll get something wrong, and my wife can spot a misspelled word from clear across the room. So she said, hey, you need to fix that. Drone Camper, hi, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. I didn't plan to make this go a real long time tonight, but I just wanted to get on here and say thank you for all you people that watch my stuff. Orcas deserve freedom. Thank you for stopping in, my dear friend. How are you this afternoon? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. Eddie, I appreciate you stopping in, and I hope you have a great evening too as well. And everyone out there, stay safe these days. You can't be too safe till this whole thing dies down. I'm hoping that they're right about the warmer weather, cutting it down, and since we've had some warmer days in San Antonio, it's the new cases seem to be decreasing. Thank you, Orcas. You're a sweetheart. Anyway, that's about all I wanted to say today. I just once again want to thank everybody out there for helping me to get where I am on my YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping in, Orcas. Take care. Take care of yourself. Well, I think it's about time really to end this. And once again, I want to thank each and every one of you. And I can't say thank you enough. But thank you all so very, very much. And I'll see you on the tube. Thanks for stopping in. Bye.